fuck. Starting the day with magnesium and a Voltarol chaser. Bad start to the day.
Chaser.
And she actually doesn't know how old she is.
Yeah. But you know
It's
what?
supposed to be a happy show.
It is a happy show, but life is lifing.
Oh, life is lifing this week.
Yeah. My brain fog is so bad. It's so,
Really?
it's so bad. It's okay.
It's not really okay.
It's, you know what?
It's not,
I can't tell you.
It's not okay at all.
The menopause is really not okay. I can't. For all of you younger women listening. Hello, everybody. Welcome to 40ish. I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Lauren Mishcon. This is the podcast that navigates the challenges, the absurdities of 40-something life. In every episode, we discuss your problems, your issues, your rants that you've kindly shared with us. And we also divulge our own stories about the problems and the mess of navigating midlife.
It is a mess.
Sometimes it is.
It's been a bit of a mess for me this week. I did a really special thing. Special thing.
Please share with the group.
I basically just had this moment of feeling so old and achy the other morning, and I just felt pissed off about it. So what do? When you're pissed off about it? You put it on social media, and that's what I did. So I put this post on our stories. I'm actually going to play it.
Okay, great.
Because this was the mindset I was in.
Okay, I'm
ready?
ready. Yeah.
I woke up this morning, right, with a pain in my elbow. That's new. It's almost a bit swollen. A pain in my lower back and pain in my knee. The first thing I did this morning was when I woke up, before I even brushed my teeth, I'm rubbing magnesium all over my body, all over my body, and then following up with Voltarol. That was the first thing I did. This is before I've even done a wee, before I've even cleaned my teeth. Then I come downstairs and I'm like feeling like, oh my God, what the hell is going on with I'm having like a nootropic coffee to like hopefully put a spring in my step. I've taken all of my supplements, thanks to Wild Nutrition. They're amazing. I mean, the supplements, I've taken about 12 pills, rubbed lotion all over my body. And guess what? I still feel knackered, still feel tired. I mean, this is 47. This is 47. This is 47.
So hold on, because I know what you're going to say.
Do you know what I'm
Yes,
going
I know
to
exactly
say?
what you're going to say. I then got a phone call about 10 minutes after posting this from one of my oldest friends.
Yeah.
Just basically saying, I hate to tell you, but you are actually 48.
I saw this post and I thought, fuck. Starting the day with magnesium and a Voltarol chaser. Bad start to the day.
Chaser.
And she actually doesn't know how old she is.
Yeah.
It's a bad morning.
I mean, I said it 3 times.
3 times. And then I thought, is she saying it on purpose? Because she wants everyone to think she's 47. I thought, no, she always says she's 48. What's going on? I thought, I'm like too scared to say anything.
Oh, you weren't too scared to say anything because you messaged me. Too scared to say anything, my arse.
What did I say?
I hate to break it to you, but you're actually 48. You were not scared. Were you scared? Where was the fear?
You are 48.
Where was the fear?
It was a temporary fear. It was short-lived.
I thought, fuck it. Fuck it. Let me bring her back down to earth. It's not
You've
like
lost a year.
It's not like I was saying I was 27. You know,
No.
and he knocked a year off.
Yeah.
48. And then my friend Sherry messaged me, by the way, we're actually the same age and you're 48.
Yeah.
You're actually a month older than me. Like, I said it 3 times.
You did, yeah.
Totally forgot how old I was.
Yeah.
So not only am I in pain, not only do I have to take 6 billion supplements to still feel tired and still feel a bit ropey, I now can't remember my own age. That's where I'm at this week.
It's amazing. And you're sporting this new sort of look here.
It's not a look.
It's not a look. What do you call this? An elbow support?
That's exactly what you call it.
But you know, it's like my husband wears one of those sometimes. It's not as like trendy looking as yours. Yours is very like Avengers Endgame.
For those of you that aren't watching us on video, I have a black strap just below my elbow that is helping my current tennis elbow.
Because he has one that looks like, you know, the NHS could have given it to him. like
Is
more
it-
of a sleeve
Yeah.
type affair.
Yeah.
This gives me more like superhero vibes.
You like it?
I mean, I don't hate it for you.
Maybe I should get one for each arm. Oh, you did say that.
I think you need matching, yeah. And if I may add, a headband. Because that would really polish off the look.
If I came in, right, with 2 elbow supports
Yeah.
and a headband,
Yeah.
what would you think? Then you'd think, just so, how you'd have to ask me, what's your age? Do you know your own age?
I don't know. I could be down with that. I've always wanted to see you as an 80s aerobics instructor,
Why?
gear, kind
Why?
of
I
Demi
don't-
Moore, the substance vibes.
You know I don't do aerobics,
I
don't
know,
you?
but you could.
I think if I was in the 80s as an adult, I would be doing aerobics.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Anyway, so that's what's going on in my 40-ish world.
You are reaching peak 40-something, I would say.
I'm actually reaching peak, like coming out of my 40s. I'm 48 now. You know, I've
yes,
I've
you
gained
are.
a
Well
year.
done. Well done.
Just like gained a year.
Before we dive into your dilemmas, a quick disclaimer. We're not doctors. We're not healthcare professionals. We don't even know our own age. Some days, this is just a fun space. Fun? Is it even fun?
Well, you always know your own age. You don't always admit it.
That's the different thing.
Yeah.
I'm aware. I just don't share.
Yeah. Did you just make that up in the
I
moment?
did.
I'm
yeah.
aware. I
Yeah.
just don't
Yeah.
share. I
Yeah.
love this.
If there is an issue that you are seriously struggling with, please contact a qualified expert.
Okay, what are they saying? What are they giving us this week? What's going on in their 40-ish world? Please tell me it's worse than forgetting your own age.
Hi, ladies. I would like to know if my situation would bother you, and if so, what you would do or say. Okay. I am 53. 50-something. 50-ish.
That's what the show's going to be called. when
In
we-
2 years' time.
Yeah.
Right. I'm 53 and I have a very good friend of the same age who spends a lot of time at my house. Recently, I've been feeling a bit irritated at how at home she makes herself. She helps herself to absolutely anything from my fridge or my cupboards, and she's happy to open a new packet of biscuits or fruit. Last week, she ate a whole punnet of raspberries that had just arrived. She's taken a few...
Raspberries are so expensive.
I know, they
And the other
really
day, I
are.
actually took them out of my basket because they were like £3.80 and you get about 12 raspberries. I just thought, no, fuck
And they
that.
go off.
They go
like,
off.
in 2 days.
2
You
days.
open it, you're like, oh, raspberries, and they're all mouldy.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Took them out of my basket.
I get you. She's also taken a few toilet rolls as she was running low. And yesterday she suggested that I need to buy a garden parasol for my table so she can sit in the shade in the summer. She will also ask to borrow clothes. I love that my home is welcoming. I'm okay with her making herself a coffee and having a biscuit, but this feels a bit too comfy.
Yeah.
How would you deal with this without damaging the friendship? Ooh. What's the line? What's the line?
Yeah, I think that, well, she's crossing it. Because I also love people when they come in my house and they help themselves to a drink and they help themselves to anything in the fridge. And I love that I have made them feel so comfortable in my home that they can do that. That brings me pleasure. It really does. I always say to the friends, the kids' friends, just take what you want, just help yourself. But there is a line.
When Josh started his new school, he was only 7. And the very first time he had this new friend over, he marched into my kitchen and he opened the fridge. And I was like, you all right? Do you want something? Can I help you? And he was like, nah, just seeing what you've got. And I thought, I love this kid. Like, I love it. He's come here. He feels comfortable. He feels at home.
Yeah.
He's like checking out.
Yeah. What the snack
It was-
situation is.
I found that quite funny and very sweet. And I'm fine with that. I also have another friend who will not let me make her a cup of tea. She has to make it herself.
In your house?
In my house. Which, you know, in the beginning, I didn't like that so much because I like to host. But now I'm like, no, she likes her tea the way she likes it.
I
So
make my own coffee in your house now.
Yeah,
but
you
I still
do.
don't know how to use your coffee machine.
you're getting there.
I am, but I put too many beans in the other day, didn't I?
It's okay.
Thanks.
But like, there is a very kind of almost invisible line, which is make yourself at home, but also
Don't.
I don't know.
The line is exactly what she said. You can make yourself a cup of tea, help yourself to the odd biscuit or snack. But when you start taking toilet rolls, That's a bit weird. And then suggesting that you buy garden furniture for her, it's a bit weird.
Yeah, that is a bit weird. It's just a bit too much. Or once in a while, all these things
It's
are
over familiar.
fine, but it's too, it's a really hard one. Also, I would always, I mean, I probably wouldn't do this, but if there was something that wasn't opened, I would say, are you sure I can have it? Because it's not, you haven't opened it yet. Like, I would feel really uncomfortable about that.
The fact that she ate a whole punnet of raspberries is not okay.
I mean, I'm in your house like 3 days a week,
Yeah.
and I would not go into your fridge, open a new packet of something, eat the whole thing and not say anything. I just wouldn't do that. It's just weird.
No, but then I think the line is, I fancy like some fruit. Have you got any fruit?
Yeah.
And I go, yeah, go on, help yourself.
Yeah.
And
But I
then
still wouldn't eat the whole thing.
no, and you would say, oh, the raspberries aren't open. Can I open them?
Yeah, of course. I don't know if it makes
But
me
I
a
don't
bit
know how she can
uncomfortable.
handle it. I don't know how. I don't know what I would do.
Because I understand that it makes her feel uncomfortable, but I also understand that let's say I did just do that. Let's say I was like, I fancy some fruit. I opened your fridge. I ate your whole punnet of raspberries. You would probably find it deeply uncomfortable to say to me, that was a bit rude. Like,
And they're £3.80 on a Gardo.
and they weren't even mouldy yet. Like that, you know what I mean? For the other person, it's so difficult to say, actually, no.
Because it's probably happened in a drip by drip effect.
Yeah.
So it sounds petty to say, well, you took some toilet rolls and well, you ate all the fruit and actually you're being a little bit over familiar. I don't know how you have that conversation. I just don't know if you can. And I don't know how you can control the situation but you're allowed to have boundaries in your own home. You have to have boundaries in your own home
Yes.
because you're in your own home.
Yeah.
That's your space.
Maybe have her over a little less would be my suggestion. Maybe just wean her off you a bit. Maybe just cut it down to like, I don't know how often she's coming to our house. It sounds like a lot, but maybe she could come every like once a week instead of
Because I'm
3
just
times a
thinking,
week.
right, Daisy's boyfriend, he's around our house all the time.
He's very at home.
And he's very at home. And
Yeah.
I love that he's very
Yeah.
at home. And he helps himself
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
But he never crosses a line ever.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, like, at what point would I get irritated?
You'd probably be irritated if he was like, I'm going to have lunch at my house today, but I'm just going to take this chicken. That would
he would
annoy
never
you.
do
Of course
that.
he wouldn't. But that would annoy you.
I see why she's annoyed.
So do I. But I also see how impossible it is to have a conversation without causing a row or an upset or it's so
But if that was one of
awkward.
my best friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a very open relationship with my friends. So, like, if you were eating the whole punnet of raspberries, I'd be like, oh my God, you ate the whole thing. I wanted some of those.
Yeah.
Why can't you just say that? Or like with the toilet roll, and if she starts taking toilet roll again, it's like, well, hold on, what is going on? Because I gave you toilet roll last week. Like, I'm not a cardo.
Also, imagine me saying to you, like, you know, we do sit outside a lot in the garden and it'd be better if you got some nicer chairs.
For me.
Yeah. So I could be comfortable. Like, hello.
No.
I don't know. I think you are. If you say something, you do run the risk of damaging the
But
friendship,
also,
denting it.
I don't think you should have a whole chat, like sit down and say, listen, we need to discuss the fact that I think you should say it in the moment. If she's eaten all the raspberries or she's eaten all your fruit, it's just like, I actually can't believe you just ate all my fruit.
Yeah. Well, I've bought 9 toilet rolls, but they're from my house. I actually can't spare. Can you just go to the shops on your way home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the moment.
Yeah.
After each interaction.
Episode. Oh, don't like it.
Oh, I don't like it either. It would also put me off them a little bit. Is that bad to say? It would. It would
not
because
bad to say.
they're a taker and they take advantage, and that shows a quality which I'm not massively into.
She hasn't also said, like, I also go to her house and she's very hospitable to me. She hasn't said that.
No, well, it sounds very one-sided.
It does a bit. I'd say wean her off you and your home gently and easily a little bit.
And in the moment.
And address
say
things in
things.
the moment.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Yeah, I think that's good. It was my advice too.
Shared advice.
That's our advice. It's like, you always do that. You still do that.
Anyway, all my raspberries.
5 years later,
Yeah.
you still do that, don't you? Still like thinking as one. Does Ollie say that? Does he?
Yeah, he does. Or often I do the same thing with both of you where I don't say anything at all, but I naturally assume that either you or he know precisely what it is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a really fun game.
Like you're both psychic.
Yeah.
It's like, but you didn't tell me, so how would I know? You should just know. How? You should just know.
Like with the diaries, you always think I just know.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometimes you do know. Sometimes you don't. You know most things.
I know most things. Like I know if you're upset, or I know if you're like, I can read your mood even when I'm not with you.
Yeah.
Yes, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
But certain things, you're just like, oh, you know, that's all right. You sort yourself out. I'll be fine.
You know the memorial bench?
Yeah.
It is now officially a memorial bench. We had to say goodbye to Barker on Friday. It's been a pretty
Shit weekend.
shit weekend. I would say up there with one of the worst of my life. He was a lovely boy.
He was such a lovely boy. He had the most
Long-
hottest, most disgusting breath that he used to put on my lap all the time, didn't he, when I was eating?
What I would give
I
to have that
know.
hot, smelly breath now.
I know,
a
and
million
me,
pounds, a
and
million
me.
pounds.
And you know, when he was doing it to me last week,
Yeah.
we were eating lunch outside and he was like, whatever you'd given us, some chicken salad, he was like all over that.
Yes.
And he loved me because I always gave him so much chicken.
He did love you.
He used to call me the chicken lady.
Yes.
And his breath was on my lap, and it was just, and I did think at that point, you know what? His breath won't always be on your lap.
Yeah. So listen, maybe it was some psychic premonition, but all I've done since Friday afternoon when I had to return from the vet with a broken heart is basically sit on the memorial bench. And Zach, the children were with me and Ollie was with me, and it was, you know, it was as good as it could have been, but it's still awful. And Zach came out on Saturday evening. He said, Mum, you've literally been sitting on that bench since 8 o'clock this morning. And I said, I know, but for some reason, it's the only place I can be. I just feel very comforted here. I said, but I've got to water the garden. And he was like, why don't you just walk around and water it with your eyes? You know what?
It's good that he made a joke.
I appreciated that joke in the moment.
It's good that he made a joke.
I said, I think I'm so dehydrated from crying so much. I don't actually think I can water the garden with my eyes, but I could try tomorrow. So we are going to get a plaque for the bench with his full name.
What was his full name?
His name was Barker. His full name was Barker Barkus Barkley Digger Radar Mishkon. And we're going to have a plaque with his full name, date of birth, date of death. And, you know, I'm going to truly enjoy sitting on the bench and remembering him.
You've got to put a paw print on there as well.
I think that's a bit tacky. I'm just going with the brass plaque. I don't want a paw print.
It's got a paw print around your neck. That's
Yeah.
not tacky. Right, Lauren's rules for things, okay?
You know, they're very strict.
They like come out of nowhere. You know, Miley isn't allowed a flower on her collar when she
No.
has a groom, but Barker was always allowed a bandana.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
go figure. She used to say that dressing up dogs is not okay, but
No.
it was okay for Barker to be as bougie as fuck, right? But no other dog, right? It's okay to wear a paw print around your neck, but not
Yeah.
on a plaque on a memorial bench. Everyone listening to this?
But how would I get, what do you mean? Like get someone to carve it? What am I going to do? And now I need the engraver all of a sudden.
Right. I assume
Yeah.
you're going to get the plaque online.
Yeah. Totes. Yeah.
And I'm going to assume that usually when you get things engraved or personalised,
Yeah.
there's usually like icons that you can put on it.
Oh, I haven't seen icons. I've seen
Like, you
like
could have a heart or a star or I'm sure there's a paw
well,
print.
I've seen ones where you can put a photo, and I thought, no,
No,
that is tacky.
we are in agreement with that.
And there's obviously like very serious ones, engraved ones, but I haven't actually seen ones with like
paw
a
print.
paw print or a thing. But it's okay because I know he was a dog, and also it's in my garden, so it's not like the public are going to be sitting on it.
Also, with his full name,
Yeah.
I mean, I reckon
There's
the cost will go up
there's not-
because it's going to be
Well,
per letter.
I tried to do it yesterday, and it was like, no, maximum reached. I was like, well, shit, now I've got to find a company where I can do more than 50 letters because it was a long name. And Zach was like,
Did it
just
get
do-
longer as the years went on with him?
No, it was always his name.
What, from the day he came home?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. It was. Yup. Zach was like, just
Impressive.
put Barker. Thank you. Just put Barker. I was like, no.
Because usually as the years go on,
They gain more
name,
nicknames.
They gain, yeah. He used to call him Bouge.
Bougie's, Boosh. That was the kind of the nickname, but it wasn't his official name.
But you always used to call him that.
Yeah, I know. He went by many names.
They all
What a
do.
boy.
Oh, he was. Listen, I had to break it to Miley, my dog.
How did she take it?
Well, every time we say his name, her ears go up and
I
she's sort of like, she gets very excited because she thinks he's coming. So, and then Daisy was just like cuddling her as if she knew. I'm so sorry, Miley. I'm so sorry for your loss. But I am, her coming to a house, I just don't know if I can deal with that. That's going to be heartbreaking.
Well, she's going to have to. I mean, he's never really been a sharer, but he shared his bed with her. He shared
really
his food.
loved her.
He really did.
She was the boss, weirdly.
She was. She made that clear from day one.
I mean, she used to sit in his bed.
Yeah. And he would sit on the floor.
And do you remember, was it Zach that came in and he couldn't believe what he was seeing? He's like, what is going on here? He wouldn't do this for anyone. I'm like, I know, she's special.
Yeah, they had a very, very, very sweet friendship.
They really did.
They did.
And I'm pleased they had that last walk together.
Me too. Anyway, bye-bye, Barker.
We love you, Barker.
We
You'll be
love
very
you.
missed.
Oh, we do love you, Barker. Right, should we raise the mood? Because it's not supposed to be a sad show, this show.
No, but you know
It's
what?
supposed to be a happy show.
It is a happy show, but life is lifing.
Oh, life is lifing this week.
Yeah.
It
So
really
we have to
is.
bring, what the one thing that people always say to us about this show is how relatable it is and how real it is. And it really is. It's not all just taking the piss out of being middle-aged. Sometimes really sad things happen.
Yeah. Question 2.
Yep.
Brace yourself. Hi, Lauren and Nicole. That's me and you. I'm in a bit of a when Harry
Can
met...
I just say, right,
Yeah.
I realise I forgot my age.
Yeah.
I haven't quite got to the point where I'm forgetting my age. My name.
Your name.
My brain fog is so bad. It's,
Really?
it's so bad.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's okay.
It's not really okay.
You know what?
It's not,
I
is it?
can't tell you.
It's not okay at all.
The menopause is really not okay. I can't. For all of you younger women listening, it's not okay.
And also it's unavoidable. So
It's just-
sorry.
Yeah, but some people glide through it. They glide. Fucking glide. You know the people that say, oh, really? No, I'm not an
even
HRT.
know.
I haven't got any. How do you?
Yeah.
My friend, she keeps asking me, how will I know? I'm like, you know what? That question, just give it to someone else because it's not welcome here, the how will I know? Because I just fucking knew because literally I fell to pieces.
You
I was
did.
on the floor.
You did.
So
Yeah.
it's not fun. I mean, there are other symptoms that I refuse to share here. I just refuse. I'm not doing it. No.
No one's
Not-
making you.
I'm not going to.
I'm not forcing you to.
Everything is for public consumption. But let me tell you something. They don't get better. They get fucking worse.
Okay.
Brain fog's the least of it. Anyway, I hope this next dilemma is some fun. Because what with Barker and me being really menopausal, it's just
It's really
not,
been a hard week. Hard month. Hard year.
it's just not good. It's just not good. I
What
really
happened
need.
to 35?
I really need another implant done. Obviously.
There's no fix for my situation. Hi, Lauren and Nicole. I am in a bit of a when Harry met Sally situation.
Oh
and
God, is she in love with her best friend?
I'm hoping for your perspective as women in long-term marriages. I was introduced to this guy who helped me build a website. We met a few times and now we occasionally bump into each other locally. We get along really well and I just think we'd have a lot of fun hanging out. Last week, I sent him a WhatsApp saying, good to bump into you yesterday. Shame we had to rush off. I miss our chats. If you want to get a coffee sometime, let me know. He hasn't replied. Now I'm wondering if it sounded like I was asking him out.
Yeah, I did.
How would you have worded my message? Do you think men and women can truly be friends?
Oh, okay.
Or is this just not a thing? Okay, let me tell you how I would have worded that message. I'm
I
going to
wouldn't-
show you on my phone how I would have worded that message. I wouldn't have sent the message. Don't make friends with someone else's husband. You've got your own
Did
husband.
she say he was married?
Yes, they're both married. Make friends with your own husband. Don't make friends with someone else's husband. I feel quite clear on that. I'm sure he's great, and I'm sure you do get along. But no. Thoughts and feelings?
No, I'm thinking if I've made any male friends since I've been married. Are we allowed to include James? Are we? Does he count?
Does he count?
Should we ask him?
I'm scared.
James, quick question. Do you think, do you...
I don't even want to ask him.
Do you consider us friends? And secondly, he's gone silent. He's like fucking ghosting me.
Yeah, secondly, what?
Secondly, do you think it's appropriate to make a friend of the opposite sex when you're married? And
not-
if so,
and not
I mean,
include
and do
them.
you count?
On the basis of the second question, the answer to the first question, no.
No, says James. No.
So we're not friends.
Had you just asked the first question,
Yeah.
yes, 100%.
We're
Okay,
friends.
We're friends. Okay, that's good.
But not with the second question.
Okay,
Yeah.
but the thing
is that
it's
it's okay
different.
that we're friends, but then we work together.
We don't operate that way, as in me and Nat don't operate that way.
No, we don't either. But we have made friends since we've all been married. But then we work together, so it's different because there's a working relationship there as the basis of the friendship.
But that's how most friendships start.
Okay, the thing is
it?
We're in a show.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're in a show. the thing is, I feel...
So hold on.
What?
No, we're tripping
What?
over something here.
We're not.
James just said we're friends.
That's a big deal. Can I just say...
Does that mean we can play paddle soon?
No, he doesn't want to play paddle with you. Do you know what James did today?
It doesn't extend to
James
paddle.
didn't bring his dog Teddy into the studio today because he was worried it was going to be a little bit of a trigger to set me off. And actually, I would have loved to have seen Teddy because I'm finding being around dogs very comforting. But I truly appreciate his thoughtfulness about doing that.
And that was very sweet.
It was sweet.
Well done, James.
I have to say, this lady, listen, lady, my honest feeling is I don't think that you really want to be just friends
I
with
agree
this
with you.
man.
I agree.
think there's
I agree.
something else going on there. And also, have you told your husband that you want to be friends with this man? And also, why not say to him, if you really do want to be friends, hey, why don't me and your wife and me and my husband go out together as a four?
She likes him. And the
Yeah.
thing is, if you've got that kind of chemistry with someone from the opposite sex, like you need to look at what that is and why that's happening.
I think it's fine to make friends if you're including his wife and your husband, and then maybe like the four of you become friends. But I think to seek out a friendship, I feel like we're going to get shot down both ways on social media for this. But I think if you are married and he is married, to seek out a friendship with a married man, and she doesn't say in her email whether she's told her husband about this, to me, I am seeing like red flags all over the place.
If Adam turned around to me and he said, I've met this really nice lady, we keep bumping into each other, we've got lots to talk about, we get on really well, and I really want to be friends with her, I'm going to ask her for a coffee, I would have a big problem with that.
But the difference is he's asked you and spoken to you about it, and he's open about it.
No, but I'm just saying I would not,
You still wouldn't be okay with it.
I still wouldn't be okay with that.
Right. But if he did it without even telling you,
That would be even worse. But
Right.
then saying that, if I said to Adam, oh, I'm just popping out to go and have a coffee with James, he wouldn't even.
I think it's different.
But why is it different? Because we've got the work
Because-
thing in common.
Because we work together, because we see him every week, and because with
He
this,
knows him.
He knows him, he's met him. He knows he's married to Natalie. He knows him and Natalie are happily married. It's a different thing. But this is a guy who she's worked with for a short amount of time. The relationship is ended. They don't need to be seeing each other anymore. And she's pursuing it. And
But then it does pose that question of why can't men and women just be friends? And why does there have to have this hanging over it? I agree with everything you've said, by the way. It's not. It doesn't feel right. And it feels like there's something much more going on here. But
Okay.
why can't they just be friends? Because if this person was the same sex and they're both straight, then there wouldn't be a problem, would there?
So I'm thinking about my friends who are men, but they are all men who I knew before my marriage.
Yeah.
So, and that I think is different.
Different.
And also they are all married.
Different.
And we socialise with them and their wives. And it would not be in any way weird if I went out for breakfast with my friend Matthew, but I've known him since I was 9 and we see him and his wife all the time. I think that's different, and I think that's the exception to it. If they have been your friend previously, before the marriage, and you've known them a long time, fine. But new friends...
I'm actually going out with 2 men tomorrow night.
Are you?
I am.
Who are they?
They're very, very old friends of mine.
Predating your marriage.
Oh, way. They're like the first day I started hairdressing, I met these 2 guys.
Right.
And we were like the 3 amigos for years.
Yeah.
And I'm still I'm friendly with one, and then I see the other one, and the 3 of us, and they're both friends and they see each other. But the 3 of us have not got together for maybe 25 years.
And are they married?
One is, one isn't.
Right. And does Adam know them?
He knows both of them, yeah.
Right.
He's friendly with one of them.
And does he feel in any way weird about that?
Do you know what? I don't even think I've told him about it.
Okay.
But it is just not a thing.
There's something...
It hasn't even occurred to me until this point that it would even be, it's not an issue, and it would be weird if it was.
There's just something in this email that isn't sitting right
I
with
agree.
me.
And it's not about wording the email, it's about wording the WhatsApp. It's why are you overthinking the WhatsApp? Why are you trying to get, it's just
And can I also
walk
say,
away.
The fact that he hasn't replied
Yeah.
says to me
Everything.
that he also understands there's something more going on here. He may have even shown that to his wife. They
Yeah.
may have even discussed
Yeah.
it, or he's read it and just thought, no, I'm not getting involved
Yeah.
with this. I'm sure, just no. So
Yeah.
the fact he hasn't replied tells you everything you need to know. Don't unpick why he hasn't replied. Just accept no.
Move on.
And maybe
Move
have
away.
a little look at what is actually going on here.
But I can message James, go, morning James, love you James. You
not
okay,
the-
James?
not the
It's not the same. Exactly. It's just not the same.
I don't know why. It's just not.
No, it isn't. Anyway, I think
Lady, just stick there.
back away.
Back off.
And you probably fancy him, and you need to figure out what's going on with you and what's missing, and look there.
Back off.
Look there, don't look there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you were WhatsApping my husband, no, don't be WhatsApping my husband.
Anyway, that's our show on 40ish. We're going
It
to be
is.
back on Tuesday with an unfiltered. Please keep your messages, your DMs, all of your feedback coming in. hello@40ish.co.uk, and we'll be back next week. Have a great weekend, everyone.